kind of setup here. Got some cool stuff in the works today. Should be super fun. Let's see here. Still just kind of putting a few things away and setting up. I haven't been in the studio all week. Just taking a little time off to hang out with my wife since she was back from her vacation. Oh, it looks like Trek Mods has gone live as well. So, Jody, I hope you have a great stream there, buddy. I'll explain that sound in a minute here. Pretty excited to announce that. Got a couple other cool things to show you guys today. Just let's get onto my channel so I can check out the make sure I can see the chat. Okay. Looks like we are definitely live. Let's do a quick sound check. See the chat. Yep. Sound check sounds good. Cue the music. All right. Gonna wait a few minutes here for see if anybody joins up. Still got a little bit of cleaning up to do here. I'm noticing my workbench is really dusty right now, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. And we can get right into it, hopefully. Let's start off by saying, which most of you guys probably already know this, I don't own the rights to any of the music that you will hear in the background, unless I play something from my band, my old band, which probably won't happen. So if you like what you're hearing in the background, it should show up in the copyright stuff once I publish the video. And you can click on those albums, and I just ask you, if you like what you hear, please go and support the musicians, buy their records, check them out, do your own research, but definitely spend money on the art, on the music. All right. Boy, my bench was dusty. It's like we're off to kind of a slow start on the chat today, which is fine. This is just a silicone slap mat. I kind of use it to put my tools on and stuff like that while I'm working. All right, just about there. One thing about working in the garage, having my studio out here, it gets really dusty. So I've got to clean quite a bit. Give it another minute or so see if anybody gets in here. If not, we'll just get it going. So we're going to do a skateboard themed piece today that's near and dear and close to my heart, and just part of my memories growing up. But in the meantime, I want to bring you guys up to date really quick on the Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga project. Throughout the week, I was taking a break because my wife is back from vacation, visiting her parents. And we wanted to spend some good time together and stuff and hang out, get some shit done around the house. So that's what we did. And I've had a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff too. But getting seated here at the workbench, just to bring you guys up to date, I got, this is the lightsaber. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi's hand. And then the top of the hilt comes out like this. And I went ahead and printed a lightsaber blade in clear. And you can see right here, I've already started drilling into that, getting it hollowed out a little bit to fit the LED noodle that's going to go inside and light this piece up. This is the gray version of it. I actually just cut that off the end of the print here. So yeah, going to be using that. I've already got a little tiny hole drilled into that. And then we've got a hole drilled in here. I don't know if you could see that very well. Hole drilled here, and that connects to the hole in his hand. So the wiring will go through his upper body and down his arm and up to his hand, through the lightsaber to the LED noodle that's inside of here, and that'll light up the lightsaber. So all the wires will be hidden and everything. So we've gotten this far along on that. That's pretty cool. And then I gotta find a safe place to put these guys. So I'm waiting on parts. I'm waiting on the LED noodles to come in. So that's why I'm not working on this. I have a few projects I need to do, including finishing up a project that, long story, I screwed it up. I had to go back in and redo it. And so yeah, that's a whole other story. We don't need to go there. But yeah, today we're skateboarding. I was never good at tech decks or anything. I don't know how to fingerboard. I always just went out and did the real thing. Maybe I could do a rail slide. Let's see. Oh, I bailed. Okay, let's try it this way. It's not that easy. I mean, I don't do them. I've seen Dave England do some tech deck stuff, shit with his fingers, and he's pretty good with it. Dave's a funny guy. Probably know Dave from Jackass and stuff like that. He's a local. Kind of grew up around the same friends and shit. But moving on from there, this is the... Let me adjust my camera so I can see, make sure I'm doing this right, so you guys can see everything. So... You might remember from some previous live streams where I was working on Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga. Just want to give you a quick update on that. I'm going to pause the music here for a second so you guys can hear this. So if you saw the last live stream I did on Obi-Wan Rides Boga, we got the electronics glued in for the soundboard. So I've got, feels like some of this is coming loose, or, it's off. It's in my garage, so I'm assuming the glue is expanding and contracting and maybe not sticking to the project very well. But it works for now, so, for demonstration purposes only, we'll do this. But anyhow, I got the speaker glued in with the soundboard itself. This is the battery pack that's going to power all the LED lights and the lightsaber and everything, so that's good. And then with the help of one of my other subscribers, Jerry Rojas, Thank you, Jerry, for everything you helped me out with, man. I really appreciate your support and your friendship as well. Jerry helped me figure out how to transfer, what do you call it, an MP4 file into a WAV format, which is what, or MP3 format, sorry. Uh, I'm a little illiterate when it comes to some things with the computer, but anyhow, he figured out he knew how to do transfer it to turn it into an MP4 or MP3. We got that on here, and then got the sounds that I wanted to play that are specific to the part in Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan Kenobi meets General Grievous, not for the first time, but that's a whole other story. But he sees General Grievous and he says, Jerry, what's up, dude? I was just actually thanking you. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Rojas is in the chat. He's the guy that helped me transform the file from an MP4 to an MP3 and sent it to me, sent the right file to me, and we got that in here. So thank you again, Jerry. So you heard Obi-Wan Kenobi say hello there, and General Grievous said, General Kenobi, the negotiator. And then when you push the button a third time, it's going to play the scene where Obi-Wan and Boga, the creature he's riding on, she's called a Varactyl. The Order 66 has just been called out. The clone troopers are starting to kill all the Jedi, and this is the sound. This is the audio from that scene in the movie where Obi's riding Boga, and she sounds like this. Blast them. And that's when she falls into they both fall into the big pool of water at the bottom of the canyon. So I'm very, 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 very happy that I've gotten that far with it. Next up, I went to the hobby store. I need to make a little window for this guy. So I got myself some 0.4 millimeter by 0.60 millimeter, or 0.60 inch, sorry, 1.0 by 1.5 millimeter strips of polystyrene. And so what I'm going to do with this is going to be making a little frame around here and then cutting some pieces to look like little louvers to match this area up. And then we're pretty much ready to start painting this guy and getting this portion of the model done and ready to go on the model. So that's that. We're all caught up now with Obi-Wan Kenobi rides Boga. So I'm going to set that aside over here on the model. And now we're going to get down to business. Must be a circus in town. What is this? The Screaming Hand. So for those of you who don't know, maybe you didn't grow up skateboarding, or, I mean, even if you didn't grow up skateboarding, you might recognize this. You've seen it on stickers, the backs of t-shirts, other merchandise. This is the iconic Screaming Hand. I found this file on Cults. That's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't know if the guy who created the file had permission from Santa Cruz or Jim Phillips. I'm not even sure if Jim owns the rights to the logo. I would assume he does, since he's the guy who drew it and painted it originally. It is the iconic Screaming Hand, who, if you don't know, was done by Jim Phillips for Santa Cruz Skateboards back in 1985, I think, 1986. I can't recall. I do remember being in middle school though and seeing this logo, and this was right about the time I was in sixth grade, fifth grade going on sixth grade when I started getting interested in skateboarding, checking it out. Well, if you think about it, none of the studios have a right to release all these 3D prints. Actually, some of them do. They get permission, um, and there's some weird laws and stuff about fan art and stuff like that. Um, and I know there's something in copyright where, like, basically this is not named anywhere. It's not called the Screaming Hand. Well, it might be called the Screaming Hand, but essentially they don't give any credit to Jim Phillips, who's the designer. He's the one that created this iconic logo, or image, and Santa Cruz bought it. I don't know if they commissioned it, whatever. Um, but Santa Cruz Skateboards, this this logo is part of why they're famous. And I don't really know too much beyond that. I do know my good friend Eric and I were talking yesterday actually about this file, and he found some. We were kind of laughing because he found uh, some merch, hoodies, T-shirts, and shit like that at a store, and it. I don't know how to put it. It's like us as skateboarders. We grew up skateboarding. Eric and I did, and a lot of our friends did as well. Um, and I mean, shit, we grew up in Southern California. That's what you did here, and so um, we were just kind of musing with each other about how, like, it's kind of lame that, like, regular stores sell skate gear, like clothing, hoodies, shirts, and stuff like that, to where just kind of anybody can buy it. Like, it's real mainstream now. And for us, growing up skateboarding and stuff like that, back in the day, the only place you could find a Santa Cruz shirt, or a Powell shirt, or uh, you name it, barfoot, any skateboarding, surfing, um, a board sport, you couldn't buy that shit in the store. You couldn't just go to Target or, Best. What, Best? I think that was an old department store that I remember growing up with. You couldn't just go to any old store and, like, buy skate gear, skate merch. You had to go to a skate shop, and really about the only people that go to skate shops typically are skaters, snowboarders, or their parents, getting gear for the kids, whatever. Um, and it's like you, it's we were just kind of laughing because it's like, you can't wear that shirt. You're not allowed to wear that shirt. Are you a skater, or did you just buy it because it looks cool? Like, we bled blood, cried, sweat, tears just streaming down our faces trying to pull off these tricks every day with all of our friends. You know, and if we had the money or somebody gifted it to us or our parents bought it, we were lucky enough to have a fucking, yeah, they are posers. Fucking kooks. That's it's a rite of passage to be able to own and wear a Santa Cruz shirt. Like, I've I know people that skated for these guys. Like, it's I had a shop sponsor when I was young. Like, a bunch of my friends did. Some of us skateboarders that were gooder. Whatever. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fucking poser now, but I've already earned my chops. I've bled the blood and sweated the sweat, cried the tears with Eric, and guys like Mark Partain, Christian Hosoi, Chris Miller, Nadas, Steve Cavallero, Jim Thiebaud, Matt Hensley. I can keep going and going and going. Frankie Hill, like bunch of different guys out there. I grew up admiring for their skills and you know had the fortunate opportunity to skate with a lot of them too, and get to know some of them in some cases. But you got to earn the shirt. You got to earn the hoodie. You can't just go to a fucking Target and buy a fucking Santa Cruz Screaming Hand shirt and slap it on, and otherwise you just look like a poser to us. You know, like I ain't gonna lie, if I see somebody wearing this shirt or skate gear or something like that, it's always a conversation starter for me. Is like, hey, did you skate? Yeah, I wouldn't. Like, because skaters, like we love talking about skateboarding. Like us older skaters, especially guys like myself who can't skate anymore. It's just physically impossible for us to do it. We want to talk about it. We're living vicariously through people who are still getting out and doing it. Guys like Tony Hawk, Frankie Hill, Rodney Mullen. Those are just a few off the top of my head that I know are still skating. Or they just got back into it, and it's like we want to talk. Like us skaters love talking about skating, and kids now are just fucking bananas on a skateboard. Like it just, I mean, holy shit, the stuff they're doing on a skateboard now. Like God, if I could have one thing, I would love to go back in time, have my young body again, and be able to learn the tricks that these kids are doing now. I can feel it. I can see it in my head. I can totally, I know exactly how that's supposed to feel. Like I know I could learn that trick, but my body's like, the fuck you can. Uh-uh. No way. You are not doing that, sir. And I have to listen, otherwise I'll die. And yeah, mom and dad my parents are still around, but they ain't paying for my fucking hospital bill if I get hurt. Luckily, I never broke a bone growing up skateboarding. Never did. But I am currently on disability, and a lot of that has to do with what I did to my body growing up. So that all being said, in honor of fucking skateboarding and everyone out there that does it, I'm going to be painting this iconic logo piece, three-dimensional logo today. And we're going to make it look really cool. In fact, I have a second one that I'm going to be doing. And that one's going to be a surprise for someone. I've already got it planned out. But that's in the works over here. And this is a 4-piece set. Printed the base in clear because I'm going to light it from the bottom. It's going to be illuminated because this is all supposed to be like blood. And then the hand sits up here. And then I think it's based off of like a 40th anniversary something for Santa Cruz skateboards. But anyhow, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for someone near and dear to me in the skateboarding world. That's going to be the next one I paint. And then I've got another very special project in the works, also revolving around skateboarding, and it's actually currently printing right now. And I can't say yet who this is for, but I'll give a hint. It is the skull of a bulldog. That's all I can say. So that's printing right now, and we're going to get to do that. I'm really excited to paint that model. I love, some of you might know, like when I first started off 3D printing, I was printing dinosaur skulls and stuff like that, and painting those. So I really enjoy painting fossils and stuff like that. But this particular skull that I'm working on, the bulldog, is going to be painted to look like realistic, you know, modern bone, not fossilized bone, obviously. So that's gonna be fun. It's an anatomically correct skull that I found on CG Trader. I do not recall the name of the sculptor off the bat, but if you go on CG Trader and just type a search for bulldog skull, I believe that skull is the first one that pops up, and you can download that. There's also a skeleton that accompanies it, or it's a different sculptor, I think. But yeah, you can find that under it at CG Trader under bulldog skull. I believe the same skull is on Cults. But anyways, yeah. So back down to the nitty gritty here. We're gonna start painting, and I recently, some of you know, I always primer my shit with this stuff. It's cheap, it's easy, it's really quick. There's no runs, drips, or errors. I call bullshit on that. That's kind of I mean, that's to be said. But anyhow, I very, very rarely do I ever primer anything with my airbrush, but I'm going to do that today. I've never tried the Vallejo primers, so we're going to use the black 74602, and if I remember correctly, this is a flat black, I hope. Says allow the primer to cure 12 hours before beginning masking process. We're not masking anything, so yeah, exactly. All paints do run if you put too much on. So we're just not going to do that today. But we're going to play some punk rock in the background. Ah, little Devo. Hell yeah. I can't wait to hear how much of this music can't be played in Belarus, Russia when I publish this video. Another thing I love about this paint holder is this paint shaker, it does take these larger bottles. Sometimes you just need to kind of hold it down at the top so it doesn't wiggle its way out. But it works pretty well. Brrr. Just rattling this guy around. I have never opened this bottle, and it's been sitting on my supply shelf for a couple of months, maybe a month, I don't know. I just want to make sure it's really well mixed. Sorry about the noise. All right. Huh. This actually has a pretty damn nice consistency straight out of the bottle. But definitely needs to be more thin. I'm not sure how well it covers, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water to it for now and thin it down a little bit. On the plus side, as far as prep goes, I've already gone through and filled in all my drainage holes and got this sanded down, kind of gave the whole model a good once over to, you know, remove any of the islands and stuff that were visible. Um, just kind of looking it over again. Well, it looks like there's a little bit of island here. Yeah, that's good. And pretty much all the supports are removed already, except for this one back here. It's always something. I guarantee you more is going to turn up once we paint this. Once we get it primered. That always happens. Alright. I think we got all that. I'm really excited to do this guy, though. It's a really fun, really good print. I was impressed. Let's see, still need to make some adjustments here. Try that. Okay. Hopefully that'll work better. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. We're about ready to paint here. Woohoo! Sorry, it took me a minute to get to the painting today. Check my air pressure. Good thing I checked, it was low. So we're going to go up to about 18 psi. And I'm using a 0.28 millimeter nozzle on my H&S Evolution. So I'm painting the bottom first so that I have something to hold on to when I'm painting the rest of it. In other words, I want this to dry real quick. I'm already seeing a pretty big layer shift here in the paint that I didn't notice before in the print. See how serious that is before we keep going. I don't know if you can see that, but this direction. You know, my first impressions of this primer, I really like it. All right, so a pretty good layer shift going on. Right, starts right here and goes all the way down through here. It's not as noticeable in the bones and stuff, but I think I do want to sand this a little more. So let's knock that out real quick before we keep going. I at least want to break it up and wear it down enough to where it's not as visible or obvious. As long as most of it's gone, I'll be happy. I just don't want to take away. I don't want to take away too much detail in the print. All right, I'm pretty happy with how that looks now. Hold on a second. What did I do with my compressed air? Did I drop it? No, I don't know. Oh. All right. Now, I had a can of compressed air somewhere, and I can't seem to place it now. No idea what happened to that. Hold on 1 second, Jerry. Oh, hey, what's up? After looking at the file you sent me of this model, I don't like the mouth. I'm going to have to change its shape in the middle, upper, and lower lip. The mouth bigger than the OG design. Okay. I look forward to seeing what you come up with, my dude. At Tahoe Trooper. The man guilty of getting me into fucking 3D printing and skateboarding with me all those years, where we were out earning this kind of shit. So now that I'm painting, I can actually already see a bunch of support bumps I missed. So I'm going to go in and sand those up really quick as well. They're just some little zits here. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, they're damn near invisible until you get paint on them. Like, I thought I sanded all that shit off, little fuckers. Especially on a model that's smooth, you know, like, there's not a lot of texture behind it. You're gonna really see the support marks. I do want to take this moment also while I'm doing this to thank all my subscribers. Really, really, really appreciate you guys being here. And even if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you stopping by to check it out. If you like what I'm doing, you know, we're just a bunch of dudes hanging out and dudettes, learning how to paint and 3D print stuff. And if you like it, please feel free to do all the traditional acts of YouTubing where you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Feel free to post a comment, say something in the chats, hello. And yeah, definitely leave a like on this video before you take off. Highly appreciate it. The algorithm appreciates it. My subscribers appreciate it. That being said, we're almost up to 500 subscribers, which is pretty dope. Some of you have heard me say it before. I always thought I'd be lucky to have like 10 subscribers, you know, and now all of a sudden here I am with creeping on 500. It's just mind blowing. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'm really thankful and feel blessed, I guess, if you will, that you guys find my content interesting enough to hang out. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, I'm seeing a bunch of support zits I missed. So I'm just giving this thing another quick once over. So you can see a few here on the fingers, stuff like that. We just want those gone. Fortunately, these bits make really short work of stuff like that. So I can just do it on the fly with you guys here. I usually leave links in the description for any of the videos I do with a bunch of gear and stuff like that. So if you like any of the gear that you see me working with here today, chances are if you go into the description of the title of the video here, you'll find a link tree with a lot of the gear that I use here on the channel. About 99% of it is on Amazon, and it's pretty cheap stuff. Man, all it took was a really light dusting of paint, and just everything popped up. Just the overspray from the primer made a bunch of these bumps show up that I missed. Oops. Stop that. Yeah, I did make it, buddy. I'm back on, Aaron. I'm gonna open my garage up here a little bit. Vent out some of that air. Hey, stop. Okay. I still want to find out where my fucking compressed air went. My microphone's trying to fall off of me. All right. Compressed air. I gotta find that. Oh, here it is. All right, cool. I think we can get back to painting now. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Yo, finally made it. Yes. Eric, I couldn't agree more, man. It kind of does feel like a superpower just in how it makes me feel to be doing art again. You know, like for years, I just wasn't inspired anymore to pick up a pen and a pencil and, you know, any of the mediums I used to work with, mostly pen and ink. That was always my favorite. But I just lost inspiration for it. And you turning me on to 3D printing, dude, is just giving me a new lease on life in a sense. You know, I wasn't like feeling suicidal or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, it's just really changed my life in a really positive way. And I definitely thank you for that, dude. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. And I'm really stoked on it. So can't thank you enough. And that's also one of the reasons why you were the recipient of Groot and Rocket. I felt it fitting. So on the airbrushing here, I'm just using my H&S Evolution CR Plus. I'm using this flat black primer 74.602 by Vallejo, and my air pressure is at 18 psi for this primer coat. It's all pretty basic, really. And love this song. I gotta turn this up. Let's start it over again. We're gonna start the song over again because it's so damn good. No means no, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Round round, it's lusty. Silence of a final word.
There is no stopping a brain that keeps talking. I know it's not helping. I know it's not true. I don't even know what I'm talking to. I can't stop talking. I've got to stop talking all night long. Man, I have something to say. It's on and on. Although I know it's not true. I've got to stop talking. I'm not talking to you.
Captured in my commentary. Repeat them all again.
There is no stopping the brain that keeps talking. I know it's not helping. I know it's not true. I don't even know what I'm talking to. I can't stop talking. I've got to stop talking all night long. Man, I've got something to say. I go on and on. Although I know it's not true. I've got to stop talking. I'm not talking to you.
I don't want to break it, but I need to hold on to it. There we go. All right. Got to mix up some more paint. Otherwise, we're going to run out. Oh, man. You're way, way, way too kind, Eric. Tahoe Trooper. Way too kind. I'm honored and flattered, my friend. Tell your wife I really appreciate it, and I'm super glad that you guys are happy with Rocket and Groot. That one was a lot of fun to paint. Dude, you're no slouch either, man. Like, you do some fucking dope work, man. I love all your spray paint stuff that you had and your Tyrannosaurus skeletons and all that. And yeah, that was just super fun hanging out with you that day. So thanks again for having me over and stuff, man. And for all the cool stuff. Yeah, my wife's like super stoked on all that shit. Trying to make sure I get primer into all these little hard to reach spots. I'm trying to look at the print here and like think of like see what you're talking about with not liking the mouth and shit. And I'm just not getting it, dude. You're gonna have to when you get that file, when you get the file like tweaked out, you'll have to show it to me, dude, because I want to see what you're talking about. Because like to me, I'm looking at this model and it looks cool. I'm not unhappy with any part of it. I feel like it. I feel like it covers the drawing or whatever. I feel like they did a good job with it. I'm gonna do a little rapid dry on here. God. Man, I sanded the shit out of this side, and even still, you can fucking see some of these little support zits. You know, I mean, this is the front of the model. I'm not super concerned with what's back here. And to be honest, they kind of look like pores in your skin. You know, I'm doing this for me anyways. This is just a fun print. So I don't really care. I'm just going to roll with it and keep going. 'Cause I want to paint. I want to hang out and paint with my friends, listen to some dope shit today. It's Saturday. Ah. Yeah, dude, seriously, Eric, like that was so fun and like, now I know how far away you don't live. And hey, that goes both ways, by the way. You can come down and hang out here in my meager little ration of a studio, and we can set up a creative space here too. I got a big old 8-foot long folding table. I got everything we need here to play around with. I got plenty of prints to fuck with that I'm not doing anything with right now. So yeah. But I get it, dude. I know. I know how it goes. It's hard to get away sometimes. Just kind of giving this whole thing another light go over, and then we're gonna clean out the old airbrush here. Get it ready for our zenithal highlight, our volumetric highlight. There we go. That's good. Let's get this guy set aside. Probably stand him up. That. Here. All right. These bottles are fantastic for airbrushing. I have numerous things really, but I mean for airbrushing I like it because you don't have to tilt the bottle or anything. You just squirt it into the cup. They're really handy. I do recommend them. And where is my? There we go. I like to use a dry brush to clean out my airbrush cup because you don't want the ferrule. I've said this before on the channel, but I'm going to repeat it anyways. You don't want the ferrule, which is the metal part of the brush. Let me find an example. Let's just use this for an example. You don't want that ferrule rubbing around on the inside of your cup because what will happen is it's going to scratch the inside of your cup, and each one of those little scratches is going to just get paint in it, and it makes it that much harder to clean your fucking airbrush. And anybody who airbrushes or has tried it knows, super important. Never let paint dry on your airbrush, and do everything you can to keep those edges and everything pristine. Not only will your airbrush last you forever, but it also makes your life a lot easier when it comes to cleaning. And you see how I'm pulsing the trigger like this? What that does is it helps, as I'm cleaning the airbrush, that helps spray that paint, any paint that might be collected on the tip of the needle there. It helps work that off. Another thing, you can just hold the needle here and do a little back flush, and that'll kind of help stir up the inside down where the needle is. One thing about cleaning, you can use a brush with a smaller brush to get down inside and kind of just gently clean the needle off. That's okay. You want to be careful. You don't want to scrape the inside of that cup. If you don't give a shit, you don't give a shit, fine. You can just buy another cup, whatever, when it becomes too much of a pain in the ass. But if you keep it clean, it's going to make your life easier. I promise. I'm here to help. All right. Cool. Next color. We're going to do just going to do white. We're going to do a white zenithal highlight. I'm getting paint everywhere. Oh, and thanks again for this guy, Eric. This thing's pretty dope. I'm just kind of using it to play around with. I like how it kind of sticks. It's trippy how it, it just uses like static or what's a surface tension to hold it down. Kind of cool. Another thing these pipettes and these cups are good for is you can just easily, if you have paint left in your cup that you just want to go back in the bottle, you can easily transfer it there. Or you can, you know, if you got a little funnel or something, you can just pour that back in. Paint is precious, though. You want to save it where you can. So now we're going to mix up some white to do our zenithal highlight with. And we don't need a lot, just enough to give us a decent gusting. So get a smaller medicine cup. Let's get this mixed up really well. See? See how it popped right out like that? So like some of these bigger bottles, you just kind of have to hold them down while they're mixing. Don't forget that like button. Really appreciate it. That should be pretty well mixed, I hope. You've heard me talk about consistency. This white paint that Vallejo does, I've found it to be pretty good almost straight out of the bottle. I'm actually not even going to add any water to it. Just so I can show you guys. And again, the white that I'm using for the highlight here is 73.600 white Blanco Vallejo primer. Pretty simple. It's good stuff. I like it. Yeah, I really had a lot of fun in your garage that day, dude. I don't know if you're still here, Tahoe Trooper, but yeah, that was a really good time. It was a long day for me, boy. Well, I was tired when I got home, but man, that was a good time. Worth every minute. Highlighting on this guy, I think I'm just going to kind of come straight in at this angle. You know, so the light's coming, kind of how it's lit right now. You know, so the light's coming in. And again, the zenithal highlight or volumetric highlight is just kind of used as a guide to remind us of where our light source is coming from while we're painting whatever the fuck we're painting. So don't let the fancy name confuse you or anything. You can just call it a highlight layer. You know, we're just, you know, think of your airbrush as a flashlight, and whatever direction you're spraying from, that's the direction the light's coming from. And I would demonstrate that by, oh my gosh, we broke a nail. Well, that kind of sucks. Shit. I feel like I break something every time I'm live streaming. All right, so we need a little drop of super glue. Looks like it's a pretty clean break, so let's just fix that really quick. Yo, Tahoe Trooper Eric, you still in here, man? I was gonna show you the other hand. I got that one all printed up as well. It's all right if that fingernail is kind of broken there. We're just gonna paint over it anyways. All right, let's get to it. Let's dive into this. Oh, we're spitting already. Oh, looks like we got a clog. Yeah, there's definitely some fuckery going about. All right, gonna have to fix that. That sucks. Another thing, if something like that pops up, you can take your pipette and just easily remove the paint. And then you can start cleaning it out. Let's get to the bottom of this and find out why our airbrush is clogging up. Could be that I didn't mix the bottle of paint well enough. Who knows? Try to break this down really quick. A bit of alcohol. All right. Just going to give it a quick breakdown and clean up. Just some IPA there. Take a Q-tip, clean out the inside where the needle goes. Looks like we got some paint around the edge. Inside edge here. Just use a little cleaning brush to get that out real quick. Blow it out. Quick needle inspection. I'm starting to get some paint buildup here. A little bit of 99% alcohol on there. Just a few passes through with your needle very carefully. It's a $70 needle. These are expensive. Take really good care of them. You don't want to have to fucking replace those. You're going to have to replace it eventually, but yeah. Okay, so there's our culprit. There's a little SCOBY in there. Got some blockage going. So usually what I'll do is kind of knock that out with some compressed air. And I'm basically giving it a squirt with this bottle here. And then I'm going to drop it in my jewelry cleaner for a few seconds to get it softened up. And once that's good, I've got this little nozzle cleaner here. I need to buy a new one because the tip of this one broke off, but it still works pretty well. And looks like outer portion of the nozzle looks good. Trigger looks good. Back of the body is nothing. Everything else is good. So we're just waiting for that nozzle to finish cleaning up in the jewelry cleaner. Give it a final zap, put our airbrush back together, and we'll be back in business. A lot of you guys asked for long form videos showing the entire process, and that's why I'm doing these live streams like this, so you guys can see the whole process and get a feel for my workflow and how the stuff happens in real time. Those guys that paint these 3D prints, you see videos by all these guys, including myself, that video's over in 20 minutes, and you kind of get a really basic gist of how everything was done, and then that's that. And it doesn't go that way. You're not done in 20 minutes. We spend fucking hours upon hours, weeks working on painting these things, fucking up, fixing our fuck ups, going back and starting over again. That's part of the process. You can't let it frustrate you. You gotta just keep going with it. You know, don't be scared. Fear is a mind killer. It will just fucking waste your time. Enjoy. Never forget to just enjoy the hobby. Enjoy your fuck ups. There's no mistakes, only happy accidents. Good old Bob Ross. And he's right. You really got to change your headset about you know being afraid to do something. Fuck it, man. Experiment, play with it, have fun with it. Never stop doing that. As long as you're doing that, you're succeeding at art. No matter what medium your preference is, whether it's 3D printed models, canvas, pen and ink, paper, pastels, I don't care. Any of it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you might be gluing cow dicks to a fucking something, and that's your art, whatever. As long as you're having fun with it, I don't care. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Just don't fucking hurt anybody. Don't be a dick. That's all I gotta say. All right. Nozzle is ready. Now, just in case, I'm going to use a different white because that bottle of white Vallejo primer I was using, I just realized is pretty fucking old. And it probably needs to mix for a lot longer, whereas this Pro Acryl stuff's pretty new. And I've used it pretty frequently. So we'll give that a quick mix and use some of that instead. All right, looks like we might have gotten it freed up. Looking pretty good here. All right, so we'll get our airbrush put back together again real quick. Get on there. There we go. When you put your needle back in your airbrush, you want to go, there's the gasket, and you push a little farther. You want to get it to just right when that needle comes out and stops. Don't force it. Don't push it. Be gentle. Treat it like your lover. Be nice. And then you can go ahead and tighten up the chuck. Give your spring a test. Everything's moving right. Good. Some people like to paint without the back on. I personally prefer it just because of the balance. Feels good in my hand, but you know, whatever you like. And that is it. We have broken down and cleaned out the clog in our airbrush. And just to be sure we did that, I can already just feel the difference in it. Feels good. All right. Grab another cup. Yeah, while I'm thinking of it, thanks again, you guys, for stopping in and hanging out today. I love you guys. Really appreciate your time and appreciate you guys hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. Like I said, I'm just astounded that I'm already at almost at. I've only been doing YouTube for about maybe going on 11 months when I started posting my first couple of videos. And like I said, I'd be lucky to have 10 subscribers, and here I am with almost 500. So thank you guys. I'm honored and flattered and just beyond stoked that you guys are here to check out what I do. And I like just hanging out with y'all too. So thank you. See, already just looking at the paint in the cup, I really like the consistency of this much better. Oh, seriously, Jerry, like you guys are fucking awesome, man. I'm like, it blows me away. Like, it it just makes doing this that much more fun and just cool. Like, yeah. I think that was also something my buddy Tahoe Trooper Eric recommended to me. Like, you know, he was kind of like the first dude that was like, man, these paintings are awesome. You should maybe start a YouTube channel. And I was like, I had no idea what the fuck that entailed. You know, I mean, sure, I was on YouTube. I watched it all the time, but I didn't know how to make a video. And if you go back in my channel to some of my earliest videos, like I think I was painting this, I was trying to do a tutorial on using the fairy flesh set by Vallejo, and it's terrible. My mic sucked. You know, I don't even talk. I don't even say what paints I was using. It's so bad. And you know, since then I've had to go through and make some corrections and tell people, you know, what paint I used, what order they were in, and all that. Um, but we've come a long way. So thank you guys. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Test our paint flow. We're good. Here we go. Can we see? All right. Oh, yeah. What a difference. All right. Now we're moving some paint. Earlier, you guys might remember I was talking to you about thinking of your airbrush as a flashlight, and you're spraying light onto the object you're painting. Um, that's going to make a whole lot more sense to you when I show you what I'm doing now. Once we're finished with this part. Fucking Jerry. Oh shucks. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Eric. Yeah, I mean, I even if I tried to remember to describe what I'm doing because I do understand that a lot of people watch the live streams kind of in the background. So I like to describe what I'm doing so you can hear it. And if you go back to the video later, there's a good description that matches up with what you're seeing when you're finally able to sit down and check it out. I've learned a lot since I first started. Try to improve all the time. Always trying to improve. Always learning. Never stop learning. All right, let's give this a quick blow dry. I do need a little bit of tint down here under the fingers. And then we're going to do the same here. I'll explain that in a second. All right, so down here we've got some bones. We got the radius and the ulna. Those are bones in your arm in here. This is your radius. This is your ulna. And then we've got some meat and potatoes down here. Some veins. This would be, I don't know, this might be a nerve. That could be your radial nerve. Blood vessels, all that fun shit. And it's going to be red, mostly, except for the bone part. And red is damn near impossible to paint onto black. It doesn't fucking work. So you want to put some white or something really light down when you're going to paint anything red. And so I'm going to do that right now. And if you don't believe me, just ask your dad. Just kidding. Just try it out. I mean, try painting black or red on black sometime. You'll have a bad day. It doesn't work very well, I promise. So you always want to really lighten up the area that you're going to paint red. Quite a few other colors that are like that, but red is that's a big one. Right off the bat. Since the bones are going to be kind of white, I'm going to just go ahead and paint those now. I may draw some like blood rivulets dripping off of the bones or something to make it look a little more bloody. We'll see. Like I said, this is a private piece. I'm kind of doing this one for myself. But the other one that I'm working on is going somewhere. All right. Set that aside to dry for a few. Clean our airbrush out real quick so we can get ready for the next color. It's gonna start getting fun here. Now that we got our primer coat down, got our zenithal highlight layer down, and I'm gonna, as soon as I'm finished cleaning out the pot, remember, don't let paint dry in your airbrush. And that means if you're gonna walk away from, I mean, unless your fucking kid's dying or something, your wife, whatever, yeah, just fucking leave the airbrush. It's not important. But otherwise, if you're gonna walk away for 5 minutes or more, just clean it out real quick. Do yourself a favor. If you're not an anal person, make the one thing you're anal about your airbrush. Like, oh, right on, Jerry. Good on you, man. I would help my wife with laundry, but every time I do something with laundry, like the normal stuff, like towels, whatever, like I get yelled at because I don't fucking fold them the same way she does. I mean, I don't get yelled at, but like I get teased or whatever, you know. Ugh, excuse me. It's been really windy here, and it's been stirring all kinds of shit up with my allergies. I'm not too happy about that. I'm sure some of you guys know how I feel. Probably experienced the same thing. Check on my text messages. Let's see here. Lips too exaggerated, sticking out. So I feel like it's too big a thing. 3D model's mouth feels more like rat think or death metal mixed with meth, mixed with a police chase, pit maneuver, high speed rollover car crash. All right. I think I feel that maybe. I don't know. I think personally it might make more sense and feel better once it's painted. The dimensions can change quite a bit when you start putting paint down. The shapes of things change depending on where you put shadows and all that fun shit. Still a little tacky right down there, it looks like. I'm seeing so many more layer shifts now that I've got it highlighted. So to demonstrate a little better about the highlighting, not sure which of you guys are still with me here, but we're going to show it anyways. For the folks in the back, wow, I've seen like 6, 7, 8, 12 people in here or whatever, and there's only one like so far. You guys are robbing me. See how you are. So now if you look at the model that I've got it sprayed, we kind of sprayed from the top down. You can see how the shadows show up. So it's still darker underneath. You can really see it there with that texture, how spraying down keeps the shadows where they're supposed to be at. Same on the side. So again, thinking of the airbrush like a flashlight. This is the tip of your light right here, and you're aiming that light at something, and that's what's shining the light on it. So here it's nice and bright. We've got some light on there. And over here you can see shadows because it's going to be kind of in this position. You get the idea, though. You guys aren't stupid. You know what's up. All right. Another camera angle change here. All right. Next color. Blue. We're going to do blue. We're going to go over the whole hand with a dark blue. And then we're going to start adding some highlights of lighter blue here and there to match what you see in the original model or the logo. And for that, I think I want to use an ultramarine, like a nice dark blue. And then we'll probably bounce up to like a sky blue for our highlighting and stuff. Let's give this a good mix. You know, you're going to basically keep it pretty simple. I want it to kind of stay true to the original image. Red mouth. You know, we'll get some color in there, but it's going to be pretty simple. I'm not going for ultra realism or anything like that. It's got to be a little rough, you know. This is a skateboard logo. It's a skateboard company logo, and we're going to stay kind of true to that. We're going to keep it a little punk rock. I'm not going for hyper realism or any of that fucking shit today. We don't need to do some crazy wash on there, nothing like that. It's pretty simple. All right. All right, Jerry is back. So we're getting into our next color here. We're just going to go with a dark blue over pretty much the hand. And then start working in the lighter blue. I was saying I'm going to keep it pretty, I'm not sure if you caught all this. I'm going to keep it pretty rough. I'm not going for ultra realism or anything. This is almost like a cartoon image. So we're going to keep it pretty simple, like maybe only just the two blues, maybe a third. Might do something a little different in the fingernails, like with a gloss. We'll do something similar in the mouth. But yeah, it's going to be pretty simple. Should go pretty quick, I think. I hope. So, anyways. We're gonna start off with this cheap. It's a Roisefar, or however the fuck you pronounce that. Ultramarine. It's a nice blue. I really love these fucking paints. They're dirt cheap. I got them on Amazon. I'll post a link in the description for them. I'm gonna put a whole link tree in the description for a lot of the stuff I use, so you can go there if you see anything I'm using today and you want to check it out, give it a try. Feel free to check out the link tree in the description, and you will most likely find whatever you're looking for there. And you can always ask in the comments or the chats. If you're here live or watching later, you know how to hit me up. So about 50-50 paint and water on this particular paint. I'm just using a little coffee stir stick. They're dirt cheap and easy to purchase and store. I feel like I'm probably going to need a lot more paint than this. Pretty much about double that. Add about the same amount of water as paint we just added. Yep, that looks good. All right. So who all we got in the chat still? Everyone care to say hi? I know we got Jerry's here. I think Tahoe Trooper's probably in the background. We still got Murphy Law. You still here with us, buddy? Hey, bud. Jerry's here. See, yeah, just leave a like. That's all I ask. Yeah, that's a nice blue. I think that's gonna look good. Just gonna work our way around the edge here. This blue, I can pretty much spray it straight on, because this is gonna be in the shadows for the most part, and then we're gonna go over everything with the sky blue on top of this to start lifting it up, adding some saturation to the blue. If anyone has any questions about the logo or this object I'm printing, this hand, you can watch later and check out the beginning of the video. I kind of go over where this image came from. It's a really iconic design that I grew up with, skateboarding, made famous by a company called Santa Cruz Skateboards. You've probably seen shirts, T-shirts, hoodies, people wearing them. Hopefully, people that earned it. And I mean, blood, sweat, tears. Get out and skate if you're able to. All right, yeah, I'm digging that blue. It's looking cool. Let's go ahead and add some more here. I guess everybody else feels like being quiet today. That's cool. I know Tahoe Trooper probably can't talk because he's working on a house. Yep, definitely going to go through a bit of paint working on this one. I'll just go ahead and mix more in the cup now because I know I'm going to use it. This bottle is just about toast. I believe I have another bottle of ultramarine. Better because I don't want to have to make my own. Phthalo blue, fluorescent blue. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, there we go. Got another brand new bottle of it. Sweet. I'm just going to add some water to the rest of this bottle here. Yeah, the Minutemen. Top of green line. Boss out of try. These expressions not do. Good shit. I know, right? I sent her a message too, letting her know that I was gonna go live. She might be busy with her folks or something, though. I don't know. More paint. We're getting there. All right. I think we're just about done with this layer. Bear with me a moment here. I apologize. All right. Sorry about the racket, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. These layers are pretty transparent. You might be able to see that. Now you can really see. Let me pause this for a moment. So I don't know if you can see this on camera so well. Let me try to, we'll adjust here a little bit. Again, guys, please leave a like on the channel for this video. I really appreciate it. I'm only seeing one like up right now. I mean, if you want. If you don't want to, then go fuck yourself. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just kidding. Sort of. So, I don't know if you could tell, but those darker areas where we didn't hit the highlight, you can see that underneath. You can still see lighter blues and darker blues. The darker, obviously, where the shadows are. Those are going to stay there. That's why I'm using like kind of transparent layers to get that first deep blue down. And this blue, again, is going to all be in the shadows. It's going to be underneath the light blue that we're going to put down next. So just to give you a look at how that's going to work. Again, we've got this white down here because this is where our reds and stuff are going to go for the skin. Oh, Jen's here. Is Jen here? I don't see Jen. Where's Jen at? Jerry. Let's see. Yeah, I see Jerry and Tahoe Trooper. She was chatting. I'm gonna have to reset this or something because I can't see Jen on here. Let me see. Sorry, Jen. I don't know why that is. Let me see. 3D Painter. No. I cannot see Jen at all in the chat. I see Jerry, Tahoe Trooper, Murphy Law. Paint splatters all over my fucking my iPad. Oh, it says top fans. Yeah, I see Jen on here. Let me try my settings. Chat filter, top messages, all messages. Ah, I don't know how that got changed around. There's Jen. God, I'm sorry. Sup. I love Jen. She comes through. Sup, bitches. Like my little button up here that I got. Just a friendly reminder for myself. Punk bitch. All right. Okay. So anyhow, yeah, you can see the darker blues. No, it says you're number 2 right now, Jen. You are in the upper echelon of ranking, however the fuck that works or whatever it means. So yeah, underneath you can still see these lighter shades in the blue. It's looking nice. And I'm just going to give it a final go over. I can get this fucking paint moving. There we go. It's good. All right. Set that aside back here. Get our airbrush cleaned out. Get ready for our next color. Get some fucking music back on here. That's weird. I never changed that setting. I wonder if YouTube did something. I wonder if they had an update or something and I missed that. Let's see what my battery percentage is here real quick. And we're okay on battery for now. Yeah, I think YouTube did some fuckery and I didn't catch it. Something. Yeah, they definitely must have. I probably got a notification from them and, about channel changes or some shit and just didn't fucking pay attention. I always, like, they send me, like, a weekly recap and stuff, and I never even watch that shit, usually. Oh, like, your statistics and stuff. I just don't really care. I care about my subscribers and their families and their loved ones. I care that far. YouTube definitely did something. I agree. Some kind of fuckery is... Some sort of fuckery malfeasance is going on here. Okay, what did Aaron say? Bro, YouTube updated when Windows did recently and took away a button right when you right-click on a video, like music vids that play consecutively on the list. Now I can't remove songs and videos that I didn't want to watch. There's got to be a way you can remove them. I don't know, man. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't know if that's different. I mean, I know it's different than standard YouTube, but I don't really know all the ins and outs and major differences that they did or changed or any of that stuff. And fucking YouTube Premium's expensive too. But there were features, for having a YouTube channel, there's things I needed that I had to have. Like being able to edit videos through YouTube and shit like that. Shit like that. I had to have YouTube Premium. Yeah, not having ads is fucking fantastic. I agree, Aaron. Alright, gotta crank up the pressure here on my airbrush real quick. Oh yeah, now we're moving some air. I'm just running some IPA through the airbrush real quick. Give it a little back flush to help kind of stir up any paint that might be stuck down in there. This is all good stuff for you to know and learn, Aaron, because someday I know you're going to want an airbrush. Probably someday soon. This is just a little bit of airbrush cleaner. It's got like a lubricant built into it. There's just certain properties about the stuff that I actually like to run through my airbrush every once in a while. But I always take some distilled water and rinse it through when I'm done. There we go. So we're ready for our next color, which is going to be our sky blue. Sky blue. Alrighty. See where we're at with the chat here. YouTube did something. Watch it, great. Haven't found it yet. I also okay. Oh, Aaron, I'm telling you, bro. Airbrushing is the shit. It is so cool. It's so fun to do, man, and it's way easier than you think. The thing you got to do most is just make sure your airbrush stays clean. You know, that's a big deal. Be really careful with your needles. Take care of your product. You don't have to have a $325 airbrush like this. You can use cheap airbrushes too. Start off with something like a Gallery or even a master airbrush, which is really cheap. Harbor Freight makes decent airbrushes. You can go with Iwata, Gallery, Harder and Steamback, Badger, Posh. There's so many good airbrushes out there that are really inexpensive. In fact, when I first got into this hobby, I spent, I think it was $150 for this really inexpensive airbrush kit. It came with a bunch of paints. It came with 3 airbrushes, and it came with some airbrush cleaner and a compressor, literally all for $150. It's a great kit. It got me started on, I basically bought that to just really see if I wanted to get back into airbrushing. I'd done a lot of airbrushing in the past, and as it turns out, when painting these models happens, you're gonna want a fucking airbrush. And so I bought this $150 kit and started off with that. And then my next airbrush I got was, I was all in by that time. And then my mom got me this one. This is the Infinity CR Plus by Harder and Steamback. I always wanted a Harder and Steamback because I'd never tried them. And she was nice enough to get me this for my birthday last year. And then this was my second airbrush I bought, the Evolution CR Plus. And then I got another one. I got 3 different airbrushes to run 3 different needles in. I got a .40 in one nozzle, or in one needle, in one airbrush. And then I got a .28 in this one. And then I got a .15 in another airbrush for fine line stuff. So that's that. And I wanted to show you, while we're doing this, this is for Aaron here. Bear with me. Hopefully I don't disconnect my mic. So far, so good. Here you go, buddy. These guys are ready to go. They are cured. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill in the drain holes. But the rest is going to be you, dude. You're going to go through and sand all this. Find all these little tiny supports and shit that shouldn't be there. You're going to do all the prep. There's some big supports left on this one. Right here. I'll take all those off and stuff. And I'm going to fill these drain holes for you. But I'm going to send you some other things to get going on it. And he's hiding back here. So yeah, that's done. And then I think I better plug my phone in. Hang on, bear with me 1 second here. Set up my charger so my phone won't die on me and I can just keep streaming. All right. Okay, cool. Now we're charging and I can keep streaming if I want. So good. Cool. What's next here? Oh, I got to put the lid back on this guy. All right. Light blue. Here we go. Grab another medicine cup. Now, since this is going to be mostly a highlight layer, I don't think we need to mix up as much blue, but we're going to mix up a little more than we normally would. How you been, Jen? I took the week off because I picked up my wife last Sunday from the airport. She'd spent a week out in Missouri visiting the parents, and so I had a bunch of doctor's appointments and shit too, and I've been in a lot of pain. So I kind of just took the week to relax, help clean up the house and do some shit around the place, and killed a lot of 12-year-olds on Call of Duty. I got this hair under my ass that I would... I'm just mixing paint, by the way. I got this hair under my ass that I thought it'd be fun to get diamond skins for all my knife weapons in Black Ops 6. And so there's all these challenges you got to do. So I spent a lot of time doing that. Why was your week crazy, Jen, if I may ask? Just work and shit. I hope. All right, I think we should be properly mixed there. And Aaron, while I'm thinking of it too, I will post a link in the description, including that cheap airbrush kit that I started off with. I think it's a great starter. I can give you some tips on how to get going on it. It's a really great kit to... in fact, Tahoe Trooper, who's in here, my buddy Eric, he got the same kit. We were just using it last weekend. It works fantastic. And it is compatible with, if you decide to upgrade your airbrush first and you're going to get another compressor later on, that's fine. Eric plugged, he has the same airbrush I do, and he used it with that cheap compressor from that kit that I got, and it worked great. So yes, you can plug it right in. You just want to get these little quick connect guys for your hoses, because these are, they're a fucking dime a dozen on Amazon as well. I can I can set you up with a kit, but just having one of these on your airbrushes is fantastic. If you do upgrade, do like a harder in Steenbeck or an Iwata or something else, they usually come with a quick release, which I can show you. Those are really nice because you just this is the quick release air valve, and that's your connection. You're ready to go. So it's nice. So back to Jen here. Crazy week, work, doctor's appointments, car broke down. No. Main sewer line back up. Fuck. I'm so sorry to hear that. That sounds like a fucking drag for sure. Hopefully everything got fixed and worked out, I hope. This is a really nice sky blue. It's also cheap. It's also the Royce Far sky blue. I love their paint. It works great. Not so much water this time on this mix. This paint tends to be a little more viscous than the darker blue. Just a difference in pigment that they add to the medium. Everything is fixed, waiting on something else to go. Oh, yeah, I feel you. I think we all know how that goes. This shit sucks. Yeah, this week I just kind of relaxed a lot. Kind of coordinating with my mom and my wife on what we're going to make for Thanksgiving. I told my mom that the only thing I want her to cook or worry about this year, because she's always done so much, like putting together an entire feast and shit for our whole family, And I told my mom, I said, this year, Mom, let your boy take care of it. I'm making the turkey. My wife and I are gonna make all the sides. I told my mom because my mom loves baking and she's amazing at it. So the only thing I want you to worry about, Mom, is just the dessert. You know what I like. You know what Jenny likes. Like just that's all you gotta do is make a pie or cake. Whatever. So she's pretty stoked on that. We're gonna have a good time. My wife and I got a hotel up where my mom lives, and it's only a couple hours away. We're going to bring the dog. Cats will be fucking fine. We've got robotic litter boxes. We've got free feed water bowls, water fountain, the whole bit. Cats don't give a shit. I got cameras in the house too, so we can talk to the kitties and everything. Jenny's going to be freaked about leaving her kitten behind, because we got Kevin the kitten, but he'll be all right. He's got his big brothers to watch after him. I need to have a smoke. I don't need to, but I would like to. Smoking is really, really bad, and this is what the Surgeon General tells us about it. So kids, don't fucking do this shit. Stupid habit. One of my other things that I'm going to fix eventually. For people watching later or people watching now, please feel free to hit the like button. Please hit subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Today we are painting the iconic Screaming Hand from Santa Cruz Skateboards. Original design by by what's his name? Jim Phillips. My bad. Sorry about that, Jim. I don't even know if he's still around. And I can't remember the exact year it came out. I want to say it was 1985. That's about when I remember it. But this was always one of my favorite logos in skateboarding, of any skateboard design merchandise. I have a hoodie with this on the back of it. I've got the sticker on my car. I always loved Santa Cruz Skateboards. I rode quite a few of their decks growing up. Iconic design. Just really fun. And I found this 3D print. I don't even recall exactly what made me look it up. But I found this file and I was like, I am fucking printing that right away. And then I found another one. I found another one that I'm not going to bring it over here. I found another one which we'll get to because I'm going to be painting that one live as well. But I found another one that's got like a base to it, and then the base kind of bends over and holds it up and stuff. And I printed the base in clear, And I'm going to put a light on under it so that it lights up, and then the hand will be on top of it like that. You know, it's pretty sweet. Let me look at the chat here. So Aaron says, Tahoe Trooper says, we are so busy we canceled Thanksgiving this year, but we'll be done with this business soon. Everyone comes to our house at Christmas. Oh, Jim Phillips is still alive. Yeah, he's 80. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't have a chance to look any of this stuff up before I did it. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head from a few things I remembered growing up. All right, so here we go. We're going to spray highlights now using Sky Blue by Royzafar. And I got that mixed up in this cup here. And we're going to be kind of how we did the original highlight. We're going to be spraying down from the top because that's where our light's coming from, our light source. And kind of just going by feel as we cruise along through this guy. So let's get into it and see what happens. Immediately, I'm just seeing like this is a perfect shade of blue to complement the other blue. This is going to look really cool. I'm doing this one for myself, so it's a nice little practice run for the other one I'm going to be gifting to my local skate shop. They don't know that yet, but I think my buddy Dave is going to be pleasantly stoked on it. One thing I just thought of, if you're into Masters of the Universe or He-Man or anything, this is totally Skeletor blue. Like, this is exactly what Skeletor is. Like, if I was going to paint Skeletor, I could use these two paints right here, and that would perfectly convey fucking Skeletor. Which I think is funny. That's really cool. Jim Phillips is still alive. I wonder if he's still drawing. I wonder what his new stuff looks like. What else he's done. Dude, just all of his logos, like all the stuff he did for Slime Balls. This is really cool shit. Not to mention, those wheels were just fantastic. It's starting to really pop. I'm digging it. Start getting the back here a little bit. Love this song. I really like this band actually. I just recently found out about these guys. Never heard of them before. But they do some fun, cool shit. Would be cool to get him to sign it when he's done. Yeah, shit. I mean, I'm sure I know somebody that knows Jim Phillips. Probably only 2 degrees of separation there. Shit, Eric probably even knows him for all I know. Eric knows everybody. But yeah, that would be cool. Even cooler if he went like, "Oh, you should have let me fucking paint it. I'd have done a better job." Like, yes, you would have. How am I getting a low battery percent? I think my charger just doesn't keep up with shit out here when I'm filming. Like my battery won't die, but it'll just keep saying you only have 20% left. It stays at 20%, won't charge anymore. I don't know. Shit's stupid. But anyways, here. Let's get it. super weird. Viagra boys. Good shit. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I don't know how well it translates on camera, but it looks pretty fucking dope on my end. So cool. Gonna dry this off real quick. Actually, we'll hold off on that. Oh, thanks, Jen. I appreciate you. So far, so good. Shit, what time is it? Oh, goddamn, it's almost 5 o'clock already. Wow. Speaking of looking at the clock, that reminds me I got to get off of my ass and walk around for a second. Doctor's orders. My wife and I joined a gym this week. And by gym, I mean the YMCA. Um, so I see my doctor on Monday about staying on disability. What I mean, I know that's what she's going to do. Um, and part of my doctor's orders are, getting up and walking, getting out of the house, walk around, stretch, go to physical therapy, take your meds, all that shit. I take pain meds. And so, my wife and I aren't the best at like getting out of the house here and just like walking around the neighborhood. So we got a gym membership for the YMCA. So I can get on the treadmill, I can ride bike. Um, I'm not supposed to like do any kind of like lifting really with my arms, but at least I can get around and get moving, get my legs, get my heart pumping a little bit, get that blood flow going, and it gets my wife and I out of the house to do something fun together. And they have a jacuzzi there. I have a jacuzzi in my neighborhood. I just never use it. Stupidly, our whoever cleans our spa and our pool is fantastic. He does a great job, and I'm a 25-year veteran pool technician, so uh, I'm pretty judgy when it comes down to a clean pool. And guy does a killer. We just don't go. I don't know, but we feel like we probably will go to. Well, we will go to the gym, to the Y, get our workouts in. It'll help my wife get the wiggles out, and you know, get us doing something cool together. Oh, hey, what's up, Gambit? Fuck. Uh, Shit. I'm so sorry, Gambit. Remind me of your name again. My bad. I apologize. Hate it when I do that. Just built a new PC and everything. It's messed up and have to reinstall everything. It's so annoying. Oh, I feel you, dude. See, I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to computers, and so, uh, bunch of my friends who are really big tech guys said, just go on Amazon. They've got gamer PCs on there. Um, just make sure it has X, Y, and Z requirements met, and you'll be fine. I I still apologize, man. I hate forgetting names. I'm usually pretty good about that. Um, I just I'm an old man. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I just bought a game PC, a gaming computer on Amazon, and holy shit, man, it is the fastest computer I've ever owned. And the computer guys out there, I know, it's nothing compared to what you can build and all that stuff. I get it. You're right. I mic connected. No, it's not. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jerry. Yeah, I know. I understand, Gambit. Some people need to build their own computer, and if you know how to do that, fucking dope. I mean, I just don't. I would have built my own computer if I knew how to do that, but I don't. So, um, but anyways, Gambit, remind me of your name again. I apologize. If you care to share it here, you can message me on Instagram if you want. But uh, Gambit Neo, everyone, for those of you guys that don't know, he's got an awesome channel. Um, he 3D prints. He does what I do basically, but he does a lot of different characters, and he has his own techniques and ways he does everything. And it's awesome to watch. I actually spend quite a bit of time when I have the time watching his channel. Gambit's okay, perfect, okay. Um, I know you told me your real name, but um, yeah, just message me on Instagram or something. That's fine. Totally cool. Um, but yeah, check out Gambit Neo. His channel is pretty dope. He's got some really cool figures on there. Some stuff he's working on currently is really cool. But yeah, check it out. I enjoy his channel. I think you guys would as well. I'm just kind of looking at my model right now and thinking about what I want to do. And before I do proceed, yeah. Oh, the Chainsaw Man is fucking awesome. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Gambit. Of course. Spread the love, dude. Like, I am not enemies or have any animosity with other YouTube creators out there, man. We're a big brotherhood and sisterhood, like I love sharing other people's work and their channels and stuff. And like, if you're subbed on my channel and you come in and check out my live streams and stuff, I'm definitely gonna pump you up. And yeah, you do some fantastic work, bro. Like, no joke. Like, I enjoy watching your channel, and I've picked up some stuff from you as well. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, you guys check out Gambit Neo. Yeah, he's got an awesome channel out there. So one thing I think I definitely want to do is put a clear coat on this guy. Trying to see if I got gloss clear. Definitely not doing gloss. Oh, here we go. It's a flat. Cool. So I'm just using this to give it a quick little clear coat. And then I think we can start probably putting some reds down in the mouth and down on the bottom. Let me think. Probably just going to hand brush the reds on for the most part. The tongue and the inside of the mouth, I'll probably use some silly putty to mask up around the lips and stuff like that, and then and then I can start spraying some red into the mouth, get that going, and then we'll hand brush the teeth in, get his tongue airbrushed on, little gloss coat I think on the fingernails just to, you know, have some difference in color. We've got a contrast paint that'll work really well on his fingernails. I think that'll complement the nails nicely. And then down here, we're just gonna hand brush all this stuff in. Um, Same with the bones. Use a different color on the bones, though, make them look bony. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna just clear coat this off camera. Give me one sec. Well, Gambit, I guess I could tell you about it while I'm doing this. So the thing I'm painting right now is called the Screaming Hand, and it is an original work done by Jim Phillips back in 1985, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I think it's about 1985. He designed this for a skateboard company here in California called Santa Cruz Skateboards. And it's a very iconic skateboarding logo. For us skateboarders, you know, growing up, I mean, right now I've got the sticker of this guy on my car, and I own hoodies with this logo on it, t-shirts, you know. But yeah, it's a skateboarding thing, and I don't even recall exactly what triggered me to look this up. I probably just, oh, you know what it was? I went bought. I'm kind of re-upping my wardrobe, and I bought some clothes the other day, and they had Screaming Hand stickers in the store for free. So I grabbed one and put it on my car. And I think later in the day I was like, huh, I should look that up and see if they've got a 3D print for that. And I did, and I found this. I actually found two of them. I printed both of them. The other one I'm going to be gifting to a very dear friend of mine who runs a local skateboard shop here in town. I'm going to give it to him for the shop. But the other one has a base, and I printed the base in clear resin so I can put a light under it for him and everything and have it light up in the skate shop. But yeah, that's what this is from. I'm not working on Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga right now because I'm waiting on parts to be delivered. I found single-ended. I didn't find them. I apologize. Jerry Rojas, one of my subscribers here with me, one of your subscribers as well. He found them on AliExpress, and so I ordered those, and they should be coming in a couple of days, I think. But I'm in the process of kind of working out all the electronics for Obi-Wan Rides Boga. This is still a little bit tacky. But yeah, I'm in the process of working out all the electronics for Obi-Wan Rides Boga, getting the lightsaber parts and stuff lit up. I've started drilling the holes through the hand and stuff to put the wires up through for the lightsaber and all that. But I can't really do anything else until I get these LED noodles. But Jerry found these great ones on AliExpress, and they're single-ended, so you've got the positive and negative on one side, and then the noodle comes out to whatever length they make them at, and you can actually trim them. So I'll be able to, you know, take this noodle and cut it off to actually fit the lightsaber blade, and then stick it up in there and wire it, you know, so it'll fit right and everything. So that'll be cool. But yeah, that's what this guy is. I figured I'd just I took the week off from painting because my wife was on vacation and came home. This is still way too tacky. I got a little fingerprint in there. Let's buff that out with my fingerprint. But yeah, I decided to paint this one for myself. And then the other one I'm going to give to the skate shop. Kind of use this guy as a practice run. And looking at it now that I've put the clear coat on it, it's darkened up the darker blues in here. But I think that's going to brighten up again once this paint completely dries. It's still a little tacky right now. I probably shouldn't really mess with it too much anymore, but I'm going to. So, yeah. Let's go with a dark red. And because it's a skateboarding thing, I'm listening to slightly heavier music than I normally listen to on my channel today. Where's a good brush? Yeah, again, dude. Gotta compliment you on your chainsaw, man. That you did, Gambit. It's a mighty fine looking paint job you did on that print, dude. I believe I commented as such on your video too. It's really cool. You're welcome, my friend. This is just really, I'm keeping it pretty basic and simple with this one. I'm not trying to make it hyper realistic. I want it to kind of represent the actual logo and stuff. Ugh. So my arms, I've been having a lot of muscle spasms lately. Um, just from my nerves, how they're reacting to what's going on. So if you see me shaking and stuff, that's what that's from. Is my shoulders and my arms have been spasming a lot lately. They're doing it right now. Where like my bicep muscles twitching and shit. It's not fun, but I'm making do. Keeping my chin up. Getting old fucking sucks. That's pretty much how I'm gonna sum that up. Take care of your bodies, kids. And I got really lucky growing up, man. I never broke a bone. With all the stupid, crazy shit I did on a skateboard with my friends, I was one of the lucky ones. I never broke a bone. And my dad, growing up, always told me, you know, you got off real lucky, son. You're gonna be paying for that eventually someday. Fucking A, was he right? I mean, I didn't doubt my dad. My dad's a pretty smart fucking dude. He beat the shit out of himself growing up too. But yeah, he told me, he's like, you're gonna pay for that someday. So, after 30 years of skateboarding and martial arts, my muscles and tendons and connective tissues and shit like that are pretty fucked up. I got surgery I gotta do and all kinds of fun stuff, and that's why. That's why I'm shaking like a crack fiend. Yeah, you absolutely do, Jen. Spot on, girl. My dad asked me once too, like, if you could go back and do it all over again, would you do anything differently? And I was like, yeah, I would. And he's like, what? I said, I'd skate harder. I, you know, a lot harder. And I mean, I skated pretty fucking hard growing up. I don't know why I'm painting the bones red. Oops. That's cool. Thank goodness you can just fucking paint back over something. It's crazy. Who'da knew? But yeah, my dad was like, "Did you do it over again?" Like, fuck, I'd go harder, way harder. That's about my only regret. Like, sometimes I feel like I just didn't go hard enough. Like I should feel worse than I do, considering all the stupid shit I've done. I didn't go hard enough. And a lot of my friends agree. Like, nah, nope. If you're not hurting enough, man. Like, it's kind of a good thing though too, because like I really can't afford a lot of surgeries and shit. Like, some of these bigwig skateboarders out there. Like Tony, I don't even know. I don't even want to speculate on how many surgeries that guy's had. Tony Hawk. Just to name one skateboarder out there that's got fuck you money basically, and he can just afford to go fix stuff. That's looking mighty bloody down there. Digging it. Think we're good. Get a quick dry on that and put a wash on it and make it even bloodier looking. Another thing I love about this paint is it dries pretty quick. While this is drying, I'm going to stand up and walk again. Open up the garage door for a minute, get some fresh air in here. Paint is the great eraser. Eric, yeah, fucking A, it was so worth it, bro. So worth it. Eric, like Tahoe Trooper, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, man, I would have gone so much harder if I knew. You know, like someday you're gonna feel like this. I would have gone way harder than I did. Oh. I might have to call it a day pretty soon. I'm starting to hurt. Oh. I got a little more, though. I definitely want to get that wash on there. In fact, that reminds me. Let's see. Blood Angels Red. Blood for the Blood God. Oh. Flesh Terrors Red. Oh. Ah. Yeah, this time of day, I start breaking down. Excuse me. Ah. All right. I think that's good enough. Got some fresh air in here. Gambit, you're up late tonight, man. You doing okay, buddy? Saturday, you got some time off. You're like, fucking, I'm staying up late. I was up really late last night myself, playing Call of Duty. I was up till almost 3 o'clock in the morning playing that shit. Oh, that's right. You're working on your computer. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely something that'll keep you up late, especially if you gotta record tomorrow or anything like that. Oh, that's looking pretty bloody. I like it. I I gotta keep reminding myself, like, nope, don't go crazy. You don't want it too realistic looking. Tomorrow is family day. Very cool. What are you guys gonna do tomorrow? I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. We might go fishing or something. Get the wife out of the house for a little while. Go do something cool. A blood cold. I don't know what is that. Maybe it's a Netherlands thing that I'm not aware. I don't know the term. And that sucks. I hope you guys feel better really soon, man. That's not fun. Whatever that is, it doesn't sound pleasant. That's for sure. Oh, a bloody cold. Gotcha. We've got a bloody fucking cold. You mean it like that? Gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you guys feel better real soon, dude. I've been fortunate enough to have dodged the bullet so far this year. I don't get sick very often, but yeah, I try to fucking stay away from people if I can avoid, if I can help it. Now that now that his clear coat has dried up, it definitely darkened the skin here and there. So I want to go over it again with some more blue, mainly just in the highlighted area, but it's getting a little late for that tonight. So I think I'll probably continue it tomorrow. And I got to get the bones painted. I kind of like the stark white. It feels more logo-ish, like the logo when you see this image on a t-shirt or a sticker or something. The bones are pretty white. So I might stick with that. I kind of like the contrast. And again, I'm not going for hyper realism or anything like that. I want it to look, kind of like I want it to look the same way you'd see it on the shirt, something like that. What's the Talisar blue? I think is what I'm looking for. Maybe. Just want to put a transparent wash on the fingernails. I think this is what I'm looking for. This is an air paint, but it's a clear paint. Give him a little manicure here. Yeah, I think that did the trick. I like it. Keep it simple. That's what I'm going for. Jumped right the fuck out of there, didn't it? Alright. Dry that off. I can't leave it like this. I just fucking can't. It needs that lighter blue on it right now. It's bugging me. Oh, almost forgot. Turn my air pressure down. All right. Oh, Jerry's over there reading about the new YouTube shit. Okay. This change, which is part of a gradual rollout It's meant to help with privacy, security, and accurate identification of users since multiple channels can have the same name. So it's showing user handles now. At handles, okay. Can we change the names back? Good question. No. Wow. I'm glad I picked the 3D painter before somebody else nabbed it. Because I really like the name of my channel. Do need a higher pressure. That is lame. I.e., like, we're basically doing everything we can so we don't get our asses sued. We don't want Trump coming after us. Oops, did I say that out loud? Oh, okay, I'm so glad I went over this with the lighter blue again. This looks so much better. One grumpy vet is here. Hey, buddy. Welcome in. Thanks for popping in. Oh, that's you. Duh. Yeah. I should have known that. What'd you do, Jerry? Checking your other handle. Okay. Yeah, this really bringing that saturation up on the blue just really helps it pop better after putting that clear coat on. God damn it. Really? Did it show up in chat the way you wanted it to? Was it doing the right thing? Accidentally got some of the blue down here and the reds, but that's all right. Go back over it again. Cool. Yeah, does my name is my name any different? I would hope not. When I was trying to come up with a name for my channel, I scoured the interwebs to make sure like there's not another 3D painter out there. I didn't see anybody else on YouTube with that name. I think I'm safe. I think we got it here. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. Awesome. Awesome sauce. No. I wasn't being careful. This fucking airbrush cleaned out here. All right, let me see what I missed here. Didn't know. It's never pages like this one. I didn't realize my name was one word together. Yeah, you're the 3D painter, right? Oh, okay. So they did change the spaces. The top of the chat, okay. The 3 dots. I don't see the 3 dots right now, probably because just the view or something. I don't know. Not important right now for me. Definitely have to check that out later. All right. Oh, I'm about ready to take another pain pill. Starting to hurt. The only problem with them for me is that like they wake me up. Like I get all hyper on them. So it's a little too late in the afternoon for me to want to take one. Otherwise I'll have trouble getting to bed. Like last night. And yeah. Well, now I'm getting 10% battery. So I don't know how this translates on camera, but on my end, it looks pretty sick so far. I'm going to go back over this tomorrow, give it another coat of both the dark red and the wash, just to get rid of that blue that I smudged on it from having paint all over my fucking hands. I'm turning into a Smurf. Yeah, just need to basically go back over this part, paint the bones, and then do the teeth and the gums and the tongue and the inside of the mouth, and call it good. I'm digging it. This will be a fun little piece. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but probably go somewhere up on my work desk in my office upstairs. Something cool. And then I can start painting the other one, which the other one is over there on the other side of the studio here. Dump out my paint here. Garage door's being a bastard. And I think I gotta go upstairs and I gotta get my ass upstairs and feed my wife. I think we're gonna do I think I'm gonna do some salmon. Sounds pretty good tonight. But yeah. Well, thanks everyone for coming and checking out the channel tonight and hanging out. I really appreciate you guys stopping in and giving me your time and checking out what I'm playing around with. As I said earlier, you know, for anybody watching this later, I'm just waiting on parts to get delivered. I can actually wrap that up. I'll show you guys. You guys need to see this. I did show it off at the beginning of the video, but I'll bring you guys up to speed with where we're at now. Some of you may have already seen this. some may not have. But little status update on Obi-Wan and Boga. So I got, here we are. So I got the electronics wired in here. So there's our battery pack. This is what I'm going to use to control all the lights. That's what this wire's for. This is going to go off to the lightsaber and to the little nano LEDs and all that shit. And then this is the soundboard. I think because it's been getting hot and cold in here, the hot glue kind of shrank and contracted. And so some of these parts kind of unstuck. So I'll have to redo that. But anyhow, there's the soundboard. And when you push the button once, you get this.
Hello there. General Kenobi.
Push it again.
The negotiator.
And then you hear Obi-Wan riding Boga. And that's when they fall into the big pool at the bottom of the canyon. And so I got the speaker in there, obviously. And so I bought some polystyrene little... They're 1 by 1.5 millimeter strips. So 1/4 scale, you know. And anyways, I'm gonna cut a little frame to fit right here. And then make some louvers that kind of match these guys and have those go across and glue that on there, and that'll hide the speaker and kind of match it up with the rest of it. And then I'll be running wires up along this groove right here and put a little nano LED right there. And then that'll be good. And then the other wires will trail off to the lightsaber. Here's the lightsaber. So I got a little hole drilled right in that. In that dar lightsaber, and up through his hand here. So the wire will run up through his body, down his arm, through the hand, into the nano LED that will be inserted up into this motherfucker. And I have no idea, because my drill bits are only about that long. So if anybody has a good idea about making a drill bit extension or something that I can get the rest of the way down here, once that's done, I can jam the LED noodle up here. It's a single end, so at the top of the lightsaber hilt, like that. And then this bad boy will light up and look like Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So that's the plan. That's what I want to do. So that's what's going to happen. What's going on with my channel here? What happened? It says I'm still live. Yeah, we're good. Oh no, I printed it hollow, but because of how small it is, even with 1 millimeter walls, it's too thin. And it wouldn't take a drill bit. So I printed it solid and clear. And it was kind of cool because it gave a little bit of a wavy effect to it. So I think once there's light going through that, it's going to look really cool. But I started off with a narrow drill bit just to ensure that I get it up through the center. And then I'll widen it just a little bit more. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to wait for the LED noodle to come in, because I don't know how big or small they are or whatever, and I want to make sure I get the width right. Hopefully they're narrow enough to fit through there, and then I'll continue drilling up through this to get it done. And then of course I'll have to get some clear paint, some gloss paint down in there to kind of hide the drilling, you know, Get this sanded up with some 1000 grit paper to really clarify the resin better. And then, I mean, I don't mind if it's a little bit cloudy because when it's turned on, I want it to look like a lightsaber. I want it to have that look, you know. So and I think we're on the right track here. I've said it. I'll say it again. Like I've never done this shit, so um, I'm I'm figuring this out in real time with you guys. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited to get those LED noodles so I can start playing around with them and getting that bad boy lit up. Because once I've got the lights situated done, then I'll feel comfortable with proceeding and going further in the model and bringing it to life. But getting this done was a really so cool. Like getting this done was just like a really big, it was a big deal to me. You know, like I've never messed around with electronics, and um, it was just really cool. So thanks again, Jerry, for helping me, uh, convert that file from an MP4 to an MP3 and getting this to sound right because it's really it's doing it's playing the exact shit that I had in my mind. That's so cool, man. I mean, that's the scene from the movie that this model is from. So I really wanted to have that be a part of it. Um, I think it just adds to the nostalgia of the piece for me, anyways. I love it. I'm stoked on it. So thank you. I'm really stoked. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, Gambit's out. All right, man. Have a good night, Gambit. Sorry I missed that there, buddy. You guys feel better, man, and yeah, carry on, my friend. Sleep well and feel better. Much love to you guys. Thanks again for stopping in, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. So, anyways, that gets you guys all caught up with that business. That being said, I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. So, you guys know the drill. Happy 3D printing. Happy painting. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. I want you all to have a nice day. And if you're watching this later, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Every subscription helps. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Much love to you and yours. And if I don't see you or talk to you before Thanksgiving, which I'm pretty sure I will, I'm gonna have a couple of live streams, maybe one or two more. But yeah, if I don't see you guys, have an amazing Thanksgiving for those of you guys in the States that celebrate. Um, Enjoy your time with your families, whatever you do. I love you guys. And again, happy 3D printing, happy painting. Have a nice day. And I will see you soon. Toodles all. Toodles.